there, friends. Jim Miller coming to you here with another episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by Envy. You get a chance to sit down for a few minutes with none other than Tom Danielson. Tom, thanks for being here, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good. It's amazing to see this event grow. Like, I've been coming to this event with my cinch group for, I guess, 4 years now. And it's amazing to see. It's one of the biggest races in America now. And you know, at the time, it was like that weird event that people would talk about and be like, oh, you're going to go do that? That's crazy. Why would anyone ever do that? And I'd done a ton of podcasts about the Belgian Waffle ride too. And I always said I would never come back. But I keep coming back. And now I'm here like really motivated. So it's cool to be here and amazing to see how big this event has become.
We're humbled by the growth and know that we're very grateful for the fact that so many people would kind of come and spend their time and race with us. Are you going to kid up and race on Sunday?
No, I'm not. I'm a coach and I have a business and we have a cycling team now. So there's kind of three parts to our business now. And here I have to be kind of two hats. One, a coach, and then also run kind of the cinch athlete program. So we have 11 racers that are cinch athletes that I'll be supporting and 3 pro racers that I'll be supporting. So I've got to be out there and taking care of people. And when you're racing and you're competing, and me personally, I have a really hard time switching off the racer side of myself.
Sure.
And so I'm not a good, I guess I'm not as good of a coach when I'm here racing. So I've got to be here supporting on the sidelines. And when I always love to go all in and give 100%. And when I just define my role as like, hey, I'm here to back you guys, like I can just go crazy backing people, right?
I saw that firsthand in Kansas.
Yeah.
We were at the first supported aid station, and we were chatting, and then your 2 lead women came in, and you disappeared like a flash, and you were over there, bottles and bags and bikes and everything like that. It was really impressive. You've assembled a pretty powerful team here, brother, I got to tell you, and had a great win there with Lauren in Kansas.
Yeah.
What's going on with the team? Like, what's it look like for you?
It's exciting, right? Like, we're really authentic team. Like, we're cinch athletes from the heart. No one is part of the team that was like, hey, like, you know, we're going to buy the best racer or ask the best racer to come here. It's all been people that have been part of cinch and organically gotten to this position, which is really cool for the future because, you know, with young riders or riders that want to take their cycling up to the next level, we really will have the pathway to do that. So that's super exciting to do that. But I think this year I didn't expect like the success that we have had so far, and like Unbound for me, like I don't know if anyone saw me at the finish line, but I was just crying so hard, and I still do thinking about it. And even this event, right? Like you put so much into it with these athletes, and you know, like as their coach, you know what they've been through. Like you just can't not give 100%. And when 2 people give 100%, like it's euphoric when it works out.
It's exponential.
Yeah, like you don't. Yeah, like in Unbound for me was just blown away, and you know we responded by stepping our program up and our team up, and so we're willing to do that, and as the team grows, and we're just proud of everyone, and we'll just keep doing it.
I remember it was a really emotional moment. Lauren was in tears as she came across the line, embracing you, waiting for her there. What was that moment like with this athlete that you've seen come from a very tragic event, rebound to spectacular form, and then coach her through to getting to that event? What was that cathartic moment like?
I mean, it was amazing. Like with Lauren's story, like there's so many parts to Lauren, and like my wife and I and our business, like, you know, just on that, just the experience that, you know, we've had with Lauren, like at the races alone, you know, there's so much to this human being that's special, that, you know, being part of her journey and, you know, like working with her on so many of these different elements, even just that alone, like overshadows, you know, like the actual thing that happened to her. It was like she almost died, you know?
Sure.
And when I'm saying that, I mean that like a person that's gone through an experience like that, it's more than just that experience. Like what happens after that, the self-doubt, the depression, you know, all the things that she has had to battle, and people turning their backs on them and saying, hey, you know, you're damaged goods, like you're too dangerous to have on my team. And, you know, she's been through so much, and with her, you know, she loves cycling. And I think that's what hit me the most, like when she crossed the finish line, was it's like, here's this person that, you know, not very many people believed in, that just purely loves the sport and was willing and is willing you know, to go out there and just try her hardest every single day, not really worrying about like anymore, am I good enough or not, you know? And I think that's what was so special is like with our program and our team, it just said, hey, Lauren, like put all that aside. Like I'm telling you, you can win this race. You know, I told her in November, I said, you can win Unbound. Like let's do it, you know? And she's like, really? Because like, that would be amazing. Like I would just love to feel like one of the best versions of myself again. And like just doing that with her this over the last months, and like my wife and I, like I said, like we had seen her every single day, like come back from the ride and be like, that was the best ride ever. Like that's seriously Lauren. Like she'll come in from a workout and see Courtney and I, or see the team and say, I had so much fun today, guys. Like I love that. And like that made us feel special because it was like, we love helping you and you're returning that emotion back to us. And so it just built and built and built all the way until Unbound. And it's like, aside from the almost dying stuff alone, just like having each month with her, you know, refining her love from cycling and finding her confidence, it was amazing, you know. And to see someone like that achieve a goal or an achievement like that is, you know, I know what that feels like as an athlete.
Sure.
You can't replace it.
And I think too, it speaks to the understanding that a coach has to have to look at all the different elements and not just be so focused on any one technical or physical element. The mental side of it is as important as any of those other pieces, right?
Yeah, and Lauren has like, you know, and I'll say this like truthfully, like she has more talent physically than anyone I've ever seen. Like any Lance, any Contador, Seb Kuss, name any, you know, super talent out there. Like Lauren has more talent than those people. I've never seen anyone like that just adapts so quickly to training and to the sport, right? And her mindset backs that up, right? Is she has this ability to focus and overcome pain that I've never seen before. And so like my job with her is mainly like directing this sort of brain cannon and saying, okay, we need to focus on this. We need to focus on this. We need to address this. And, you know, that's really like my responsibility, is helping her stay on track and move forward and go in these cool different directions. And, you know, she's like a Pogacar, right? Like that we see in the Tour de France, you know, like kind of what we call a GC time trial rider that can climb super well, that can time trial super well, and that has explosive top end power. So like Lauren can do stuff like that. And, you know, that's how we're trying to help her evolve is into that type of rider. You know, she has aspirations of doing well in big time trials. She wants to do well in stage races. She wants to do well in gravel races, and they're all different. And like we're seeing at these races, like more and more top, you know, racers like Lauren Stevens will be here this weekend. And, you know, like that's an awesome opportunity for Lauren to go head to head with her again after US Pro Championships and really explore that side of herself.
Did you always know you wanted to be a coach, or did it kind of?
No, I thought I didn't want to be a coach. Like when, the first version of Cinch was a cycling camp. I love people. I really love talking about cycling. And so I thought like a perfect business for me would be like a place where I just talk to people about cycling.
Ride some bikes and see pretty places.
And so the first version of Cinch was a cycling camp. And we bought this house in Tucson and we had people come hang out. And people would ask me, you know, I would coach them essentially in the cycling camp. It wasn't like a wine and cheese camp at all, right? Like it was like, all right, let's go ride. Let's learn how to climb. Let's learn how to corner, all this other stuff. And people were like, would you be my coach? And I'd say like, I don't do coaching. Like that's like, you know, whatever, template stuff, Tetris stuff, like dropping things in. I was like, I'm a designer. Like I'm a creative person. Like I want to teach, but I want to create my own stuff. And people kept saying, well, you can do that as a coach. Like look at like what business coaches do and all these like life, you know, and I'm like, oh. So I started looking at like Tony Robbins and some of these other like really renowned, like, you know, and outside of cycling coaches. And when I started seeing like that version of coaching, I was like, well, that's what I want to do. Like I want to help people create new versions of themselves through cycling. And so that's what Cinch has become, right? It's like much more than just, you know, here's your workout. It's about like, how can I transform? And, you know, that's why it's so great to have people like Lauren here, because it's, you know, that's what I love to do, is transform people and people that really are willing and excited about doing that stuff. And, you know, here this weekend at Belgian Waffle Ride, like for Lauren and some of our group, it is like one of those experiences. Like no one feels comfortable. Actually, I don't know if any racer feels comfortable on this course, but our racers definitely do not feel comfortable on this course. And so really working with them, using some of the stuff that I've been passionate to develop with mindset and skill and technique, and put it all together at an event like Belgian Waffle Ride is definitely a dream come true.
Buddy, you're doing it really well and at a really high level. You got a lot to be proud of. Real quick, a lot going on in the tour right now. It seems like we're entering kind of a new golden era with a lot of really young superstars. Any perspective on that and like kind of what it means for the next 10 years of watching these guys go at that level?
I mean, I think that just shows that cycling as a sport is really growing. And, when there is the support and the attention on younger riders, I think that you're going to have more and more young talent come out. You see it in other sports like basketball and football. Cycling is no different. And, back to the coaching side of it, when the coaching game goes up and you have more knowledge being shared at a higher rate, it's gonna trickle down to these younger riders. And, you look in the U.S. like with Sepp Kuss and some of these riders, right, where, they're doing incredible stuff that, most people think, oh, I'll never be able to do that, or I'll never get to that level. It's like, hey, he was a collegiate cyclist. Seb was a collegiate cyclist that, lived his dream and made it happen. And, that's kind of the American way. And then if you look at guys like, Pogacar and Bernal and some of these other riders, it's, they're relaxed people. They show their love for the sport. They're just out there having fun. And I think a lot of the heroes and stuff were so serious, and, even like Wiggins and stuff like that, where, I know Wiggins, he wasn't serious, but like their persona on the TV, they're a little bit more serious. And I think now the young and playful type leaders, people can see like, oh, that looks fun. Like those guys are cool. Like, even though like Wiggins was like that, now they're feeling more comfortable about showing themselves in the race. And so it's cool, like seeing, Pogacar like out there just saying, you know what, I want to win today. Like, screw it. Like, I'm going to sprint for this. Like, no problem. And because I like sprinting, and you're like, that makes sense, right? Like, that makes sense. Like, if there was a town line sprint and I'm, a kid, like, I would go for it. And that's how he is there. He's like, you give me a finish line, like, I'm going to sprint for that. And it's cool. I like it.
Good, man. You're doing it really well. And how can people find out more about Cinch?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many different platforms now, but we're on Instagram. Cinch Cycling Coaching is our Instagram handle, and our website, cinchcycling.cc is our website. Or, I like to talk to people, so you can just come up to me and talk to me, or you can email.
That's how we got him to sit down.
Yeah,
yanked him out of the booth.
Like you can just message me or talk. I mean, we're a bigger company now, which is exciting, but I still talk to every person. I love it. Like, I wouldn't have it any differently. And my team is probably pissed at me for hanging out here so long, but like, you give me an expo full of people that like I used to race with or ride with, sure. Or, people that like, hey, like I saw you in Utah or win Utah. It's like, oh, do you want to hear about it? Like, I just love to chat. So, send me a message or whatever. I'll be stoked.
We appreciate you sitting down with us, man.
Cool.
Tommy Danielson, taking some time here on the Pre-Ride Show presented by Envy. Good luck to you and Lauren and all your other athletes this weekend, okay?
Thank you so much.
Right. Thanks for looking into this episode. Be sure to subscribe on the YouTube channel and click the little bell so you get notifications of all the future episodes that we drop. Thanks for looking in.